According to the latest data, the average cost of caring for one elderly parent at home for a single year is roughly the average cost of raising one child for that same year? About the same. But here's what no one tells you. Your bank account doesn't care which one is your parent and which one is your child. It only knows one thing: you don't have enough for both. So if you could only choose one, who would it be?
There's a Western term for our generation: the sandwich generation. The generation pressed between two layers of obligation. In Vietnam, we joke and call it the Kepcha generation. It sounds funny, it doesn't feel funny. You, Gen Z, early millennial, are standing in front of two contracts right now. The first one was signed the day you were born. You will care for your parents. The second one is being offered to you: become a parent yourself. Both contracts have the same line of fine print at the bottom. The signer agrees to bear all costs incurred over the next 20 to 30 years. No refunds, no exits. The problem is, you only have one pen and one bank account. There's a strange moment in everyone's life. The moment you realize your parents aren't taking care of you anymore. They're the ones being taken care of. It doesn't arrive as one big event. It arrives in tiny things. The time your mother asks you, "Honey, when am I supposed to take this pill?" The time your father forgets where he parked. The moment you notice the hospital bill isn't the grown-up's problem anymore, because the grown-up in this family is now you. According to recent studies, around 30% of Gen Z are already sending money home to their parents every month, about 8 years earlier on average than the previous generation did. Earlier, before they've paid off student loans, before they've bought a home, before they've had children of their own. And here's the part nobody talks about. Caring for elderly parents in 2026 is not the same as caring for them in 1996. Our parents are living longer, but they aren't living healthier. They're spending an extra 15 years with diabetes, with hypertension, with chronic illnesses that the generation before only worried about during the final 5 years of life. That widening gap, the red zone on the chart, that's how long you have to be your own parent's parent.
A viewer of this channel left a comment that I keep coming back to. She wrote, and I'm quoting, "Having children so they'll take care of you in old age is a worse investment strategy than buying meme coins at the top." I laughed. Then I stopped laughing, because she's right. For decades, having children was a kind of homemade social safety net. You raise the child cares for you. A clean, beautiful, self-balancing contract. But in 2026, that contract is broken. Why? Because you, the one expected to care for your parents, you are breaking too. You don't have enough money to pay your rent, cover your mother's medication, and save for your own retirement. So when it's your turn to grow old, what exactly are you going to use to force your future child, the one not yet born, to carry you? The honest answer is, you can't, and you know it. And that's why you're hesitating at the second contract. There's a way the media writes about Gen Z choosing not to have children that bothers me. The way newspapers call us the selfish generation, the me-first generation, the won't-sacrifice generation. I think they're looking at this wrong. This isn't selfishness. This is the coldest, most clear-eyed generation that has ever existed. Let's be honest, because this channel is always honest. In recent decades, having a child has been quietly converted into an investment project. Emotional investment, financial investment, family honor investment. Parents invest in their children, and they expect a return. Gen Z saw that, and Gen Z does not want to repeat it. Not because we don't love children, because we refuse to love a child who's carrying the burden of having to produce a return 30 years later. Another comment on the channel kept me up at night. A viewer wrote, "I don't dare to have a child because I don't know how I'd explain to her why the tap water in our house isn't drinkable." That isn't being dramatic. That's just math. Raising a child in 2026 isn't just diapers and milk and tuition anymore. It's water filters. It's air conditioning for 42-degree summers. It's after-school tutoring because the public school system is falling behind. It's health insurance because the air outside isn't free for human lungs anymore. When you add up all those numbers, here's what you see. Having a child is no longer an emotional decision. It's a decision to purchase a product priced at insert figure with a 22-year term, no refund, no warranty. And here's the part viewers send me privately, the part nobody dares to say publicly on YouTube. They write, "I'm not afraid of running out of money to raise a child. I'm afraid of watching my child grow up and resent me for bringing her into a world that I myself don't want to live in." Have you ever thought that? If you have, just comment one word. Yes. I'll read every single one. There's a perspective on this channel that makes some viewers angry, makes some viewers cry, and makes a few quietly nod. The perspective is this. In some cases, choosing not to have a child is an act of kindness. I'm not endorsing antinatalism as a doctrine, but I can't ignore this question. If you know, with certainty, that the child you bring into this world will inherit your country's debt, your climate, your decaying healthcare system, is keeping that child out of the game a form of love?
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but life is still beautiful. There's hardship, but there's joy too. Yes, I'm not denying that. But there's a difference between accepting hardship for yourself and placing hardship onto a soul who never got to vote. You were already born. You didn't have a choice. But the unborn child does. Or more precisely, you have a choice on their behalf. Let me say this clearly. This video is not telling you to refuse to have children. It's also not telling you to abandon your parents. I don't have that right. What I am saying is this. Your hesitation is not a sign that you are weak. Your hesitation is a sign that you are seeing the situation more clearly than the generations before you. They signed because of tradition. You hesitate because you actually read the contract. The truth is, the question I asked at the start of this video, if you could only choose one, who would you choose? That question is wrong. Not because it's hard, because it puts you in the position of being responsible for a system you didn't build. You aren't the one who collapsed the retirement plan. You aren't the one who let the infrastructure decay. You aren't the one who tripled the cost of healthcare. You are just the one who happened to arrive at the moment all of those bills came due at once. And someone handed you a pen and asked you, what'll it be? Maybe you won't have children. Maybe you will. Maybe you'll take incredible care of your parents. Maybe you'll have to draw a hard line and live with that guilt for the rest of your life. None of those choices are wrong. All of those choices are hard. The only thing that is wrong is letting somebody tell you that your hesitation is a symptom of a bad generation. It isn't. Your hesitation is the one piece of evidence that this generation is still thinking, still reading the contract, still caring enough to pause. I want to hear about your contract. Where are you standing between those two pages? Have you signed yet, or are you still hesitating? Drop it in the comments. And if this video made you think a little more, subscribe so we can keep reading the other contracts our generation is being asked to sign. Thank you for staying till the end. I'll see you in the next one.